1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potatoes, yum. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Mostly From Scratch. I am your host, Mr. Munchies. Why don't you go ahead and hit that bell icon right now so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Make sure you stick around to the end, catch the links to some of my other recipes. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make augratin potatoes, or as some people may call them, scalloped potatoes. So let's get zoomed in and we'll go over our ingredient list and we'll get started. Okay, let's get into our ingredient list here. You're going to need 3 potatoes. Let me show you these potatoes and tell you why I picked these particular ones. See, they're not very fat, so I'm going to get nice uniform slices out of these. They're kind of long and not very fat, so I'm not going to have super big round chunks of potato. All right, so we have about a half of teaspoon of salt. We have a tablespoon and a half of flour, tablespoon and a half of butter, 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. I'm using the white cheddar. We have 1 cup of milk, and our optional ingredients. Of course, you know I like my stuff spicy, so I've got about 1/4 cup, a little bit more than 1/4 cup of diced jalapenos, and about 1/2 cup of finely chopped bacon. All right, so preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You're going to need a decent sized pot to get your stuff started in. What I'm going to do is, whoops, sorry about that. What I'm going to do is go ahead and break away, get my potatoes peeled and sliced. Now for my slicer, I'm going to show you here. I'm going to be using a mandolin slicer to get nice even slices. If you don't have one of these, use a knife, and you're going to want it about 1/8 of an inch thick. Okay, so let me get these peeled and sliced. I'll show you how thick the slices are when we come back. All right, so hang in there. Okay, my potatoes are sliced. Let me just grab one here and kind of show you how thick it is. See if we get this focused in here. It's about 1/8 of an inch. Okay. And I just have them soaking in some water. I've got my butter in my pan. It's already melted. So basically what we're going to be doing is making a roux. I've gone over this before, but it's always equal parts butter to flour. Tablespoon butter, tablespoon flour, and so on. So we're going to get that in there and make our roux for our base. Alright, that didn't take long. And now, here, just take a quick look at that. There you go. Now we're going to add our milk. Now, always warm your fluids, whatever you use in broth, milk, whatever, before you add it to your roux so it doesn't clump up. And add just about a little bit at a time. 1/4 cup. Oh, it sounds like somebody found their other Easter egg.
You got me a pink one! Babe!
It's Easter here at the Mostly From Scratch house, so I've got Easter eggs hidden around the house.
Oh my God!
Can you hear her? She found one earlier, big gold egg that I had hidden.
Babe! Oh!
All right, get our milk in there. She's all happy. All right, get this stirred in. Make sure it's not lumpy. And it's good and hot, so now we can start adding our cheese. Make our cheese sauce for our au gratin / scalloped potatoes. Now, if for some reason you do get a few lumps in here, just take a whisk and whisk it around. But you shouldn't get lumps if you add your milk slow enough and it's already hot. Alright, so about half the cheese at once. Get stirred around. Now you can always make this a little bit.
Another one, babe.
She found another one. Another Easter egg found.
God. Oh, little brat.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Oh my God. Babe.
All right, get the rest of their cheese in there. What was I saying before she found that other egg? As far as thickness goes, now, if you want your sauce a little bit thicker, you can make it thicker by adding more cheese, or if you want to, I said your rule of thumb for a roux is usually 1-to-1, but you could go 1 tablespoon butter to 2 tablespoon flour, and that'll give you a really nice thick type of sauce. And that goes for anything if you're using it for stews or cheese sauce, anything like this. So it's always up to you how you want to do it. This is, like I always say, just kind of guidelines. All right, so now we're going to add a little bit of salt. If you want to add black pepper to it, you can, which I think I'm going to throw a little dash in there. All right, so let me show you what our cheese sauce looks like here. This pot's hot. You see that? It looks nice, huh? Nice and cheesy. All right, so now we're going to add our optional ingredients. I'm going to throw my jalapenos in there. Give them a quick stir. Our chopped up bacon. Stir that around. Oh, that smells good. Can you smell them jalapenos? Yeah. Now it looks pretty colorful too. Look, you see that? All right, now I'm going to go ahead and drain the water off of my potatoes. I had them soaking in. I rinsed them once, sliced them into the water, change the water, and then put more water on them just to get some of that extra starch off of there. So let me just drain these off. And start adding them to our cheese sauce. Add some, stir it around. Add some more. And I find by rinsing them before adding them to the cheese sauce, they don't have a tendency to stick together in stacks. Because sometimes when you add them in there, you'll get like a stack of potatoes all stuck together, and this helps kind of more evenly get the cheese sauce distributed, if that makes sense. Now, depending on the size of the potatoes that you use, 3 might not be enough, 3 might be too many. So you're just going to have to kind of judge. I showed you the size of those potatoes. It's kind of roughly what I always use. And this time it looks like I got more than enough potatoes. 2 probably should have been plenty, or could have been plenty, but you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add these all in there, and then I'm going to get some more cheese and beef it up a little bit more. Or I should say cheese it up a little bit more. All right, let's take a look at what we've got so far. See the potatoes in there? Doesn't that look good? All right, so I'm going to break away for a minute, grab the block of cheese and shred a little bit more in there because I want this cheesy. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, I went ahead and added about another cup of cheese to this. Now remember too, you can use different types of cheese if you want. So let's take another look at that. It's a little bit thicker. Definitely like the cheese. Okay, so now I'm going to transfer it into my baking dish. And this is going to bake for about 40 minutes covered. And then about the last 10 minutes, going to uncover it and let it finish off. So probably about 50 minutes total. And if you want the top browned, which I will probably do, is broil it for about 2 to 3 minutes to get the top all nice and browned. All right, a little bit of aluminum foil. Remember, shiny side down. And into the oven, 350 for 40 minutes covered, 10 minutes more uncovered, and then broil them if you want to get the top all nice and brown. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in. When they're done, come back and show you what they look like. Let's hang in there. Take a look at that. You see that bubbling? I'm not going to pick that up and put it to the camera because that is as hot as the surface of the sun right now. So can you hear it? That is bubbling away. It's all nice and brown. Here, let me zoom in just a little bit more so you can see that. I broiled it for about 3 to 4 minutes. Like I said, it was 350 for 40 minutes covered, an extra 10 minutes uncovered, then about 3 to 4 minutes underneath the broiler. So I'm going to let this cool off for about 10-15 minutes. I've got some Cornish game hens on the smoker that I'm getting ready to pull off, and then I'll dish some of this up and we'll give it a taste. All right, so hang in there, be right back. All right, there we go. There's just a few on the plate. Get a good look at that. See how nice and brown the top got. All right, so let's give these a little bit of a taste. Hopefully it's not screaming hot anymore. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's nice and cheesy, bacony. I'm not getting too much of the jalapeno yet, but probably as I get further into it, it'll definitely be there. And take a look at these little Cornish hens I did on the smoker. Don't those look nice? Yeah. Maybe if I get enough requests, I'll show you how to do them. It's not really that difficult. So, anyway, once again, give this a try. Let me know what you think. You know, like I said, try a different type of cheese. Add some other stuff to it if you want. You know, bacon, jalapenos, whatever you want. Like I always say, these recipes are more like guidelines. Try to make them your own. So I think that'll do it. We're ready to eat. I'm going to go ahead and put some links to other videos here. I'm going to put that subscribe button right here. Make sure you press it. And I just want to say Happy Easter to everybody. Have a safe and wonderful day with your family. That'll do it for another episode of Mostly From Scratch. I am your host, Mr. Munchies, so everybody plate up and chow down.